Physical fitness is crucial to mental health and your whole well-being. These races are an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. It's 23 races in a season from March till mid-December. Consistency, energy levels, these are all hugely impactful in terms of whether we get to our goal, which is winning the championship. So my sport is very misunderstood, I would say, and pretty underappreciated. And I meet people and they're like, how is it a sport? You just sitting on your butt, going around in circles. And I guess I understand that, but I'm always having to tell people because the physical and mental challenges, it is an elite sport. For example, in races, I can lose up to 4 kilos, like 10 pounds in a race. Most races I lose probably 5 to 6 pounds of water weight because we are traveling at crazy speeds. This car goes 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds now. We take corners at 190 miles an hour every single lap for an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. Your heart rate in a race is probably around 160, 170 the whole time. And you need to be laser focused, so you need to be fit. A Formula One driver, it's generally an all-round workout when you're in the car. Your core stability is really at the center of everything, so having the strength to withstand the body moving side to side, hip flexors and glutes, because you're accelerating with the pedals not heavy, but you're holding intense pressure on the pedal for a long period of time. You also need to be able to make the smallest adjustments in how much throttle you use. It's not just 100% enough. You're going on a couple percent, coming off a couple percent to help balance the car. On your left side, you're braking with, at 200 miles an hour, you can hit the brake pedal with basically almost both feet if you wanted to, but you don't. I train my legs so I can do it with one. I hit it with about 120, 130 bar of pressure initially, and it's a real hit. That jolt goes through your whole hips, and so you need to have the stability to be able to withstand that for 15 to 23 corners per lap and for two hours. And then your neck is probably the one that fatigues the most. Your helmet and your head weigh a lot. It's about 22 pounds. And obviously 6 times that weight through a corner for a sustained period of times is heavy. One of the hardest things for us drivers is keeping your head up. When you go through the corner, your head just, having the strength. So I usually lay off an edge of a bench or a bed, and I have a helmet that weighs 22 pounds. And do weightlifting with my neck in all different directions. And I do resistance training. But that's probably the hardest thing. If anyone was to get into a car today, they wouldn't be able to. That's the thing that would really shock you, is not being able to hold your head up. In my job, when you're driving at 200 miles an hour, if you lose focus, you can put a wheel in the grass and you can end up in the wall. It's dangerous. It can be very costly. One example I had in a race when I was younger is I started to fatigue, and I was doing well up until that point. And as soon as I started to fatigue in my body, I started to think about it. So it started taking energy from my CPU in terms of the 100% laser focus. And that's when the mistakes creep in. So that's why I train, to make sure that I don't ever have to think about that during the race. Training before season is incredibly rigorous, to 5-6 hours a day. You're doing 3 to 4 hour hikes, or you're doing long bike rides, or you're going for long runs. Then the long gym sessions. I run a couple of times in the week. I try to run an hour and a half if I can, get to an hour 15, an hour and a half. So you're getting your body used to that endurance level. There's no shortcut to success. There's no shortcut to experience. And I truly believe whilst you can learn from others and you can take on inspiration, you still got to go through the experience yourself. You still got to challenge yourself. The race is every 2 weeks, so you have the big come down, and there's nothing else as exciting as a race because it's high adrenaline. So I often am looking for those things. So I surf, being on a wave or the biggest wave you can get is nerve-wracking, and it brings that enjoyment. Skydiving, snowboarding. Another example is sometimes I like to go rock climbing, and I have a fear of, particularly when I'm at the top. So I start small. I take the first, the lowest category, and I get to the top. I feel like I've done something. Then you move on to the next one. I go a bit higher, and I keep building up your confidence, and eventually you get to the top. As athletes, you have to keep raising the bar. You have to keep moving forwards. You have to keep progressing, because you're chasing to catch others who are fitter and bringing a better game, or you're bringing the best game, but others are chasing to catch you up. So you have to continue to evolve in how you prepare yourself, in how you find balance in your energy levels, being able to be more efficient in how much energy you deplete, you exert through driving physically, and having more memory power to hold on to what's happening through the race, or to execute strategy or quick thinking decisions. So if you're constantly physically strained, you're on the limit of your body, your mind starts to feel that too, and vice versa. So that's why we have to train as hard as we do. Recovery is something that I definitely neglected when I was younger. And because I guess you just always have energy and you just get on with things. But as you get older, if you neglect those things, you start to feel those with more injuries, tightness throughout the body. And there are certain things you can do, like pool resistance work. You can sauna, ice baths is great for recovery. There's a lot of different things you can do out there. So I've been just experimenting with trying different things. I'm not good with cold. I can be in the heat. My family's from the Caribbean, so I'm good in hot temperatures. But ice, I'm not really good with. Going in the cold sea, I need a wetsuit. Stretching is a huge part of it, I would say. Unlocking sections of your body. So that's why I have this great support system with physio. She's constantly staying tuned and staying on top of me, because I forget to do things. Like I might not stretch after training. I plenty of times I don't stretch after training. That's probably my biggest weak area. And so therefore I get less and less flexible. And then I have problems. And she's like, I should have told you, you should have done it before, then you wouldn't be here. So it's about kind of doing the prep and trying to avoid not being reactive. It's about being proactive. When you're in training and when you're working out, training, people forget that the diet part of it is they say it's 70% of the process. And so it's not the training, is the largest part, is the recovery and what you're eating to help you recover. I'm still learning about health, and I think the most important thing that I've learned is investing in you, investing in yourself. And that's not about spending money on yourself. It's about looking and taking care of yourself, looking at what's going to benefit you for the long run, how you can have more energy, how you can feel healthier. Because the better you feel, the better you are when you go to work, and the better you are at doing your job. So I spend a lot of the time trying to figure out how I can feel better. Even if I already feel great, what else is there? Like, how much better can I feel? How much more flexible can I be? How much more efficient can I be with movement? And how can I avoid injury? How can I eat foods without putting on weight? And maintaining balance and being happy ultimately. So that's a real important balance that's not easy to get. But one of the biggest steps that I took was going vegan. My whole life, I'd very much similar to everyone, grown up with a normal diet, enjoying all the different kinds of foods. And there were two steps for me. One, I became friends with a vegan. And at the time, I was not really conscious of it. I was aware of vegetarians, but never really looked into it, never knew what the benefits could be. And I think it started with education. Once I started to see what was happening in the industry, what was happening to animals, I was like, oh my God, I've been contributing to that world. That's not where I want to be putting my focus to. And I stopped eating meat for 6 months. I didn't do it all in one go. I just did it in my own time. A lot of people go harsh, cold turkey, and I'm not sure if that's the best way. But for me personally, I stopped for 6 months with meat, then it was like 3 months, then I stopped eating chicken, and then I was pescatarian for a few months, and then I made the decision to go. I really did not envision just how great it would be. My body's just taken a real step in a different direction. I'm just cleaner and more efficient. I can run just as far, if not further. I don't have stomach problems. I have clear skin. Don't have foggy thoughts. Don't ever have headaches or have to take medicine. There's all these amazing effects for it. So when I'm speaking to people, I'm like, if you want what's best for you, I swear to you on my life, this is one of the best directions you can go. One of the best ways to achieve a goal is you want to feel great. I think we all want to feel healthy. We all want to be happy. We go through this life sometimes unaware of the things that are affecting us and the energies and the things that we're putting inside our bodies, right? So that's something to just try to be focused on what you're feeding yourself, the decisions that you make, and the impact that it could be having on your body and your mind. As an athlete, that's something that I've been trying to unlock more and more potential within myself. I'm like, I know I can be better. I know I can feel better. So going down that avenue and educating yourself, no one's going to do it for you, obviously. And also the positive thing is if you do go the vegan route and one of your friends sees how great you're doing or how great you're feeling, you impact one person, they impact another, and it's like a domino effect.